We're going to continue to practice running Python scripts that depend on external libraries. In this case, we're going to run a script that depends on Selenium. We already done a script in this particular repository that looks for requests and the request library. And it is just simple. Go there, create a virtual environment, install the dependencies, and run it. That's what we're trying to practice, and this is just another practice doing the same thing, just a different library. It is part of my Python course. I'm adding this to the beginning part of the Python course to give my students familiarity, just running existing stuff, navigating the system before writing new code. So I just took the original video from the course and put it here. So hopefully you enjoy it. Give the video a thumbs up. If you're first time here, make sure you subscribe. And if you have any questions, ask in the comments. I'm very happy to help. My name is Advanced Kung Fu and I help people learn QA automation. All right, let's jump right into it. And here is the video. All right, so we're going to run another script that has external dependencies. In the previous video, we ran a script inside of this health check script. It has its own external dependency, which is a requests library. What we are practicing is we download the code, we go find it, we install the dependencies. And to install the dependencies, we install virtual environments. So we have another one here, Selenium script. It has the same purpose to go onto the website and make sure it is working. This demo store, this is where we practice our automation. It's a real e-commerce site. So the README here explains it. It just opens the browser, navigates to the website, extract basic information and things like that. So this is an actual Selenium script. So you will see a browser open, and when we look at the instructions, it says, hey, go to the Selenium script, install, create a virtual environment, activate it, and then after you activate it, again, how to run it. Oh, this is another installation, how to use it. You can just go and just run the script, right? You should be activated. I'm going to modify this instructions. You should stay in the activated virtual environment. So you're just going to go there and you run the script. So you can run the script two ways. You can just Python the script name. Headless is when you don't have the head. Basically, you don't see the browser. So you have another option when you can tell it, hey, run it headless, which means it's still opening the browser and running it, but you don't see the browser. It's doing it in the background. And I think it's called headed, where the browser actually opens. So we're going to do both of those. We're going to run both of those. All right. So let's just quickly do it because we talked a lot about this. We already have the code. So to show you, and I'm going to do it both on Windows and on a Mac. So I downloaded the code. I moved it into my desktop, my projects, and here's the folder. The health check script, we already created a virtual environment there and everything. We did that. Right now we're trying to run the Selenium script. And we also opened it in VS Code. So we have the project here opened in VS Code. So now what we're doing is we're going to do the Selenium script. So I'm just going to exit the terminal so I can open it again. I just typed exit and hit enter. I'm going to open the terminal. All right, and I am going to cd into the Selenium script. I do ls, we see the readme, the requirements.txt script, simple Selenium demo, the actual Python script, right? We see it here too. But let's create a virtual environment. So I'm going to do Python 3. A little tip, if you have multiple Pythons, if you want to use one of them, like if I do Python 3 -- version, my default one is Python 3.11. If I want to create a virtual environment based on Python 3.12, I can do Python 3.12, then -env. I can do that, right? But I don't want to confuse you. I just want to tell you that when you create a virtual environment, you can specify, hey, which Python, you might have multiple Python. Which one do you want to copy? Because the virtual environment is a copy of Python, right? Which one are you copying? I'm just going to use the default Python 3 -env. This is a command. Now I got to give it the name. The name of the virtual environment, VNVSE. I'm just going to call it that, right? It's just going to create a virtual environment, VNVSE. Now I'm going to activate it. As you can see, the folder was created. You can see it here. Also, you can do ls or ls-la. You can see the VNV folder created. Now it's time to activate it. So to activate it, I'm going to source VNVSE bin activate. Hit enter. As you can see, it is active. It's already activated. Okay. Now, once it's activated, what do? We install our dependencies. I'm following the instructions here, by the way, right? Installation. cd to there, create a virtual environment. The only difference is the way I named my virtual environment. I named it VNV-SE instead of just VNV. And then I activated it. I'm on Mac, so I use this. I activated it. Now I'm going to install the dependencies. So I'm going to pip install -r requirements.txt. Hit enter. Again, the dependency here is only Selenium. So I could have done, let me clear that, pip install Selenium. I could have just done that, right? So I already installed it. So now it says requirement already satisfied. That means it's already installed. At the end, you might get things like this. You always get things like this. Update pip. Don't worry about that. Okay. You don't really have to deal with it for the most part. All right. So Selenium is installed. Again, if you want to see if it's installed or not, you're going to do pip freeze. You can do pip list or pip freeze. It will show you everything that's installed. Now, when we do pip freeze, you see so many libraries. And you might be wondering, wait, earlier when we installed request library and we did pip freeze, there was only like 4 or 5. Right now, how come we only have so many, even though we only installed Selenium? You can see Selenium is part of it. right? Selenium 436. We didn't install Selenium, but at the same time, we got so many other things. So what happens is when you install Selenium, Selenium is a library, right? Well, a library means it's a Python code. It's a big package. We can find it here if we wanted to. It's a folder, a Selenium folder that we download, right? So when we download Selenium, Selenium has its own things that it needs, right? Other libraries that Selenium itself depends on. So when we say download Selenium, Selenium is going to be like, oh, I need this, I need that, I need that. So it's going to go download other libraries, right? So as soon as we downloaded Selenium, Selenium is going to go be like, oh, I need H11, let me download it. I need this one, let me download it. I need this one, I need this one, I need this one. So Selenium itself going to go and download what it needs. Okay, when you think about it, the virtual environments, that's why it's important. Because now, for example, Selenium needs this PySock 171. They say we have another project that needs PySock 2. If we don't use separate environments, Selenium installed 171 and we try to install some other thing that needs one PySock 2. Now, if we upgrade PySock, Selenium might not work. If we don't do that, the other thing might not work. But if we have different environments, we can have version 1 here, version 2 here. I don't know if that made sense, but that's really the point of virtual environments. So we have different dependencies completely separated. Anyways, hopefully by now you feel comfortable with that. If not, again, like I always say, you will get there. Trust me, you are at just the beginning of Python. Virtual environments are nice to have at this stage. All right, we install the dependencies and we have the virtual environment. It's still active. So now what we got to do is just run our script. So what I'm going to do is Python simple Selenium script. So I'm going to add my menu here. So you can see Selenium opening. I mean, Chrome opening. By default, it's going to open Chrome. There you go. You see Chrome opened. It went there. My hands are free. It went there. It checked the title, blah, blah, and then printed a message. If we look at the script itself, we never opened it. Simple Selenium demo. You can see how it's a lot of imports from Selenium. All those from Selenium imports are external library. All these imports are standard library or internal. So this is what it's doing. It's opening Chrome and stuff. If I want to run it headless, I can do clear Python simple. If I pass in that option, right? Python is the command, space, the script name, space, the first option. First option is headless. If I hit enter, no browser is open. But in the background, the browser is opening, but it's opening headless. I don't see it. We'll learn about that when we get to the Selenium section. So the script actually ran. Now let's go to Windows and just do the same thing. I'm going to clear this screen. Well, I tried so hard to make this look bigger, but I just couldn't. Okay, actually, I paused the recording and I tried to make it bigger. What I did is I went to File, just so you know, File, and I went to preferences, and under it opened settings, and I just searched for font, and under terminal I changed the font to 20 and it looks bigger. So hopefully that would help a little bit. Even though it's so long, it's hard to see. I can change that to make it so that, you know, we don't see the whole path like that, but we can leave it for now. In fact, let me do that. All right, so it looks like I have to run the command prompt, all uppercase, $N and $G. That changed it. So it's a little bit easier for us to see. So if I do CD to see where I am, I'm in this health script, right? I'm going to go back out. The problem with this one, in fact, I don't like this because we can't see the virtual environment is active or not. So I'm just going to open a new terminal, start fresh, a new command prompt. Okay. Now let's just work on it. Selenium script, CD, Selenium script. So I'm going to do Python -n VNV space VNVSE. Now the virtual environment is being created. We're just going to wait for it. As we saw earlier, this one takes time. On a Mac, it's much faster. You see the SE, the folder is created, but it's still doing its thing. When we look at under scripts, there's barely anything there yet. The Python copy is there. It's literally just taking Python and copying it. Then it's going to do a bunch of things. There you go. It finished. Now we're just going to activate it. So we're going to do VNVSE scripts activate.bat. Hit enter. There you go. Now it is active. Now all we got to do is install. So we're going to make this smaller. I'm going to do pip install -r requirements.txt. Hit enter. I'm hitting tab to finish it. I typed R, hit tab, it gave me readme, hit tab, it gave me requirement, and I hit enter. So whatever I did on a Mac is very much the same here. So it's just a matter of practice. So just keep going and keep doing it. If you run into any issues, let me know. I moved a little fast on this one because we've done it a few times already, right? What I want you to get from here is more about the process of activating a virtual environment, installing dependency, then running the script. Now let's run Python simple Selenium demo, hit enter. Let's see if it's going to be able to open the browser. Now the new Selenium has the capability of downloading the WebDriver and then basically just using it. Like before we have to download it. Let me see. It didn't work. So if I do where Chrome driver, Yeah, I know why I didn't do it, because there's a mismatch. So anyways, it run. I don't want to waste time. If I delete this right now, it would work. C webdrivers chrome driver.exe. In fact, let's do that. So I'm going to go to my projects. I'm going to go, this is just Selenium stuff. We're going to learn about this later on. Webdrivers. And I'm just going to delete this guy, because before we used to have to download Selenium stuff. Now the system, Selenium itself, automatically is going to download. So I'm going to run the script again. I'm expecting it to work, because it's going to go and download the compatible driver. There you go. Right? It's working. It run. Okay, that's it. This one does not need to be that long. The idea is you go to a particular place, you create a virtual environment, you install the dependencies, and you're going to run the script. We're going to have more practice like this. The next one, we're going to run a web application instead of just a standalone script like this. But the process is the same. We go download the folder, we go create a virtual environment, we install the dependencies. The dependencies are going to be a lot more, right? It's a web application. It's a Flask web application. So there's going to be more dependencies, not just one thing in the requirements.txt. We're going to install it. We're going to run the web app, and we're going to see it running. Should be pretty straightforward. It's just more practice. So I'll see you on the next one.